the room, I'm standing on my knees. I'm panting, breathing heavily.
Hello, this is Marisol.
Hey Marisol, this is Forrest.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, good. Thanks for taking the time out to talk with us here at Music Junkie Press.
Likewise.
Well, okay, we've got to tell you, everybody, I've always enjoyed The Second. That is awesome. You've got some great songs on there. My favorite, Years and Voices, except the tempo of Lastly just is kick-ass. I love that. What are you currently working on right now?
Well, yeah, I'm literally working on something right now. I've been sitting at my piano today and working on this new song. It's like pretty piano based. I guess a lot of the music is, but yeah, I'm just kind of writing the lyrics and the melody. I think I'm making a monster right now.
Turned out to be a great monster. We know that with the history. Now, out of all your music, is there like maybe one song that maybe is like the most personal or special to you?
I don't know. So many of them are.
Or for different reasons, I can imagine too, at different moods. Because I mean, that's
exactly.
It's amazing because your music. I mean, it's been so successful at combining this fusion. Of everything from funk, ska, punk, hip hop. I mean, you blend it in where it literally cannot fit. That little checkbox that you usually find, of course, for genres. And I think that's great that even all your work has come out to be. It's mood fitting, whatever your mood is in, whatever mood you need to get in. There's a song for it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that's how it goes for me too. I'll go through periods where I'm just like really feeling a particular song. I know as far as shows go, Meds seems to really get people. That seems to be when the show starts to get elevated. And then of course I always have a soft spot for my more ballad type stuff, like Fulu off the Second.
Yes.
And or Guilty. I feel like a special connection with those. I obviously have a special connection with all of them. Maybe some. I don't know. I feel like I'm like tripolar. And maybe that little third kind of mood that I write in might be a little bit more of entertainment or something. I always mix my truth with it and what's really going on with me, but then sometimes there's like this kind of music that I'll make that just sort of like I just like the feel of it, or the beat really fascinates me. And yeah, so I mean, I think some stuff has like a real strong emotional connection, and some stuff I just like really like to dance to, like It makes me feel good to move to.
That's it. Definitely, the energy you guys get off in music is incredible. I know it's funny because like you guys have done a great, at combining all the different sounds. What advice could you give, to these young musicians who are out there? They're constantly being, forced with people telling them to put their music into that specific genre checkbox, let's say. And you guys have been able to create this great sound. What advice could you give to them?
I guess figure out who you're doing it for. Do you do it for yourself, or do you do it for, for other reasons, like you just you're ego stroked and you want girls and I think there's and you want to fit right in, or you just want to copycat other people so you can slip into the scene a little, because I mean that's the path of least resistance in this industry. The industry doesn't encourage you to be original anymore.
Correct.
Everybody's just looking for like MGMT. Oh God, we need bands that sound like MGMT. And then all those bands are getting stroked for it, and they're not really coming up with anything fresh. So I'd say, I mean, you just got to know. You got to know whether you're an artist, a real artist or not, and if you want to actually, if you're actually expressing yourself through music, and that's your true medium, then just stay true to your heart.
That's it. That's the best way to do it. I think, I mean, your songs are creative, they're eclectic, they're thought-provoking, and also just purely entertaining. I mean, do you have a particular songwriting process, or when you're working on a song, like you're working today on one?
Yeah, I mean, some songs I'll write when I'm sitting at the piano.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit at the piano and write a song, and then sometimes I make a beat, and and when I say make a beat, that means like I'll sit down and and make an electronic drum beat, and then make a bass line, and then start adding all kinds of different voicings to it, and I'll be like, okay, this is something that is getting my brain firing off, and I'm the trick is to fascinate myself. If I can get myself fascinated with something, if I'm like, I just become entranced by the possibilities, and then I'll start writing to it. That's the trick.
That's it.
And even lately, I kind of bumped into a wall where I made some really, really cool beats, but then I was just sitting there with it on loop and trying to write to it. I'm like, oh, this sucks. This sucks. Nothing's happening. I'm just writing down stupid shit. So I abandon that and then sit down at the piano. I'm like, oh, this is what's working for me right now. Or I'll just be driving and I'll just start singing something. Something will pop into my head, phrase. And then maybe I'll start with that and then be like, oh, well, what kind of beat or what kind of chords would this go nice with? What would contrast with it?
Mm-hmm. Now, you started with music at a young age, didn't you?
Yeah, I started playing the sax in the 4th grade.
Wow. Okay, that's great. That is amazing. And then, I mean, now your band, you guys, how many members are in the band when you guys perform live?
We're 5.
We're 5. Okay, because you guys definitely bring out that big sound out there, and you're definitely known for the energy. I was watching some of the videos before from what was it? The San Francisco Great American Music Hall.
Okay.
And it's just awesome. You guys literally are incredible. Now, you guys are heading down to the Viper Room next week.
Yeah.
Now, is that the first time playing down there?
No, we go to LA a lot, actually.
Okay, and do you have any summer tour plans?
Scattered showers. We got some Idaho. We're gonna have some Oregon, hopefully some Washington.
Yes.
And then do our normal rounds around California.
Yeah, that's good, definitely. And do you have any favorite venues of yours?
Well, we just played this place over the weekend in San Francisco. It's a new sister venue to the Great American Music Hall.
Uh-huh.
It's called The Chapel.
I've heard about that. I haven't been out there yet. How was it?
Oh, it was a ridiculous show. What I tell people is like that right there is like what we do it for.
Oh,
That's what we're constantly chasing, all the time. It's like I compare it to a drug addict.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole chasing the dragon thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Or like a big wave rider. It's like you don't always catch the big one, but when you do, you're like, God damn, that's why I'm doing this.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's not even, 1 in 10 isn't exactly like that even, maybe, but those big rides where it's just a big rush in the energy and the oneness with the audience is there. That's why we do it.
That was awesome. I've heard a lot of good things about that. That's the new one out there, and it's great because a lot of them are popping up around the city. There was a time where, we didn't have. You only had the bigger places, the Regency and some other ones, but now you're getting these great ones. The Rickshaw. There's a whole bunch of little places that are popping up that are just thriving like it used to be, 10, 15 years ago.
Absolutely, and some other places are dying too. But I like these ones that are popping up.
I'm excited for it. Now, I think I have a question for you. If you could take any Frank Sinatra song and cover it and turn it into your own style, do you have an idea what that might be?
That's live. That's what all the people say.
I love that one. I want to hear you guys do "Forget Domani." I love that song. That's one of my favorites too.
Domani?
Yeah, "Forget Domani." The one with the Italian line. I love it. I love all Frank. He's a big fan of Frank.
I'm a huge Frank fan too. I've got him on my phone.
Well, now how about if we look at your iPod? Who could be maybe an artist or song that we might be most surprised at finding in there?
Shit. Let me put you on speakerphone.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to look at my iPod real quick.
Uh-oh. Or if you put it on shuffle, who's going to pop up?
I'm trying to think of what would surprise you. I mean, would like Rick Ross surprise you?
Yeah, you know what? Well, it's interesting because your influences with all your music, it's amazing. You've scattered the whole genres. That's the best thing. I don't think you could surprise me because you really take these great elements from everything and bring it into your music. I
got Madonna on here.
I love it. That's classic. Now, what if you could go back to your 14-year-old self? What advice would you give to yourself at 14?
I would say, at 14, I'd say learn Spanish. Attention in Spanish class. Because knowing another language is dope. Let's see, what else would I say? I'd say, focus. I would say focus more. Mm-hmm. You know, through your 20s. Yeah. Like, I'm 33 now. Uh-huh. But I would say, you know, in my 20s, I just got, you know, swept away, and you know, I had bands. I worked hard in a way, but it wasn't until the very, you know, the late 20s that I really started, like, you know, getting smart. I just sort of kind of blurred it away. Like I partied a lot, to be honest. Uh-huh. I just, you know, drank almost every night, and you know.
And the time goes by. Time goes by so quick then.
Yeah, I'd say focus, man. Like, you just do this shit while you're young, which, you know, I still feel very young, and I'm capable of you know, pounding the pavement as hard as I have to. But man, if I was like 22 right now and I was working as hard, if I was working back then as hard as I am now, then, you know, shit would be different. Uh-huh.
But you guys are definitely doing it. You guys have the great live shows. Everybody talks about them, and that's the great thing. I'm excited when you go down to the Viper Room and, you know, getting some new people out there, because when they experience it, it's overwhelming. It's awesome. It's something great that they have to experience live.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to think so.
It is. We're going to share all your social media sites. We're going to tell everybody not to miss your shows, and then we'll link to any listings of any updated shows. And lastly, is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
I'd just say give the music a listen and definitely come out to our show. Yeah. Because we're bringing something to the table that is rare now.
Definitely.
Like the music that's coming out, and, you know, and even a lot of the indie stuff that's coming around is, like, still not raw. Like, it's like, you know, with backing tracks. Yep. And there's just not enough real music. And when people hear real music, they appreciate it.
And experiencing it live with you guys definitely takes it to a whole new level.
It's the way to go as far as us goes. I mean, I'm very proud of our records. It's an art, you know, it's a separate art in and of itself. But what it's really about is our live show. Uh-huh. It's something that's hard to explain. Like, people just have to go there. It's like trying to tell somebody what an orgasm feels like, or what. Yeah. Like you know, there's just some stuff you just like. Oh, why don't you just come check it out? You
just got to experience it, and that's true. Well, we're gonna list all the dates, and then we'll keep us updated as well on any shows coming up, so we can keep adding it to the site.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm gonna check out your website.
Thank you, and you have an awesome weekend. We're gonna probably have this up. I think it's gonna be up tonight.
Oh, badass.
Then have a great weekend, and good luck at next week.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, bye, Forrest.
Anyone around, the sounds are near. My sister locked her door one time until the coast was clear. I wake trying to remember it, grab a glass from the cabinet.